Greetings everyone, this is Ultra Mega Fan, and welcome to the channel. Fans of From Software games and action role-playing genre, specifically, Bloodborne, been asking for years, for a PC release of one of the most iconic PlayStation 4 exclusives in modern history. And this case of excessive demand was left to many independent developers to work on fulfilling the need for this type of games, which was able to win the hearts of many video games fans around the globe. One of these so-called, a Soulslike, as actually a Souls very like, is an indie game called Thymesia, developed by Overborder Studio and published by Team 17, and it's set to release December 31, 2021, on PC via Steam, with no word on a console release as of yet. And without taking more of your time, this is all we currently know about it, so, let's begin. Thymesia is a newly announced action RPG game by Overborder Studio and Team 17 that puts players in the role of a plague doctor who can turn diseases into actual physical weapons. That intriguing premise is certainly one way to turn some heads, since there is no doubt about the strange resemblance to Bloodborne, and the game's latest trailer transforms that curiosity into attention by highlighting its action-packed combat that is also similar to yet another From Software game, Sekiro-Shadows Die Twice. And in Thymesia, players control Corvus, a plague doctor, who can not only clash blades with the best of them, but can also seize diseases from infected enemies and use them offensively. An example is shown in the trailer where Corvus transforms illnesses into constructs of weapons like scythes, spears, and swords. Corvus stats can also be customized in a way to create different builds for players to mold the butt-kicking plague doctor of their preference, and this difference may induce multiple playthroughs as hinted before by the game's development team. And to be really honest, trying to copy the same formula from games like Bloodborne and Sekiro-Shadows Die Twice is a much easier attempted than achieved, but to be completely fair, if it's not broken, why fix it? And Thymesia is incredibly under the influence of those games. Throughout the game's trailer you'll see what are basically redos of several Bloodborne locations, and even though it's hard to see, what this is actually adding to the formula beyond a slight variation on the combat system, with a slightly different dodging move, liberal use of slow motion effects, and some dodgy low-down camera angles. There are parries, there are counters, basically it's all what you could expect from a Souls-like experience and more, but for some odd reason, that I can't explain, I can't help it, but to be really impressed, with the effort, put in by an independent developers. In my opinion, there are many video games coming from many independent developers that deserve some attention, such as this game, or Bright Memory Infinite, that's also coming to Xbox new platforms and I think it would be available on Game Pass on day one of its release. And also Lost Soul Aside, which managed to get my full attention since it was announced 3 or more years ago, as it reminded me with Final Fantasy 15 and Devil May Cry games, and some other Souls-like video game calls Bleak Faith Forsaken, that may or may not see the light of day, as it's being developed by a single designer, which is set to release by Q4 this year 2021 for PC via Steam, and offers an open world rich in atmosphere and exploration, hardcore combat experience, RPG progression and playstyle versatility, and naturally, epic boss fights. Well friend, if you are still watching, then you have reached the end of the video, for that alone you got my respect. And, if you liked the video, please consider liking it, and if you didn't then don't, subscribe to the channel, as I'm planning to release videos like this twice a week and hoping to scale it up to 3 videos a week. Activate that bell thing on the bottom of the video so you would get a notification when I upload the next one. Anyway guys, thanks, stay safe and, see you soon.